Hey. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, these are
So these are a few families that we have from Arkansas Arts Academy, and they, of course, chose here. And we're going to show some arts-based skills and strategies that we constantly use or consistently use in the theater. And we can show how they can also be used in the classroom. And these all come from the Artful Learning. So we go on down the list, down the line here, and just introduce yourself. Just say your name and your grade level. Mrs. Schuster, theater teacher.
Daniel Hutchin, 3rd grade. Allison Clemens, 4th grade. Ursula Hutchin, 1st grade. Thomas Schuster, 6th grade. Natalie Schuster, 2nd grade. Ryan Sarche, 2nd grade. Charles Sarche, 4th grade. Charles Sarche, 6th grade. Angel Hutchin, 6th grade. Dirk Crothers, 4th grade.
And we're going to show how we, with the 4th through 6th grade, how we warm up to get ourselves into a good community mindset and cooperation spirit. So let's get in a circle. Tight circle, tight circle, tight circle. We call this clap around, and we focus on eye contact and participation. Push over just a little bit. Ready? All right, go ahead and let it drop, let it drop. So, yeah, some of our younger ones, they learned it yesterday because that's the warm-up we use for 4th through 6th grade, just to get them, they're coming from all these different classrooms, and we need to come in, and we're like, okay, we're one mindset now. We're ready to cooperate with each other. And the next thing we're going to show is zip, zap, zoom. So, Miss Kim, you make eye contact, you say the phrase zip, zap, zoom as you send it across the circle. Zip. Zip. Zoom. Yeah. Zoom. Yeah. Pause right there. And now we're going to show how this can be used in math. We're going to count by twos. Ready, go. Say two to somebody.
2.
6.
8. 12.
16.
18.
22.
24.
26.
20.
What?
Wait. Yes.
Okay, and now we're going to show I can use in geography. We're going to do states.
Oh.
States. States. States from the United States of America. Ready? Start one.
Alabama. New Jersey. Alaska. Vermont.
Texas.
Arizona.
Yeah.
What's the state of Oregon?
Arkansas.
Nevada. Mexico.
Vermont.
Virginia.
All right, and then at that point, like after, like I wouldn't stop the game if somebody said something wrong. We would just then afterwards the teacher would be like, okay, mark that down, and then talk to them, and you can reassess. So it can be used as a form of assessment and evaluation with what they know. And we also learn in theater that people will say things that we don't expect, but we make it look like what they say is correct in the theater world. So just like we did with Joshua there, we kept the game going. It's something I've been working very hard on with the kids this year, is yes, unexpected things will happen. We make the audience think that it was correct. Cooperation skill. And the next one, we're going to need some help from you all, is called alteration observation. All right, so line up in a nice straight line right here on this line, looking at our school board members, please. Line up right here, making sure that school board members This is called alteration, observation. Alteration means to change, observation means to see. So again, we're building in some big vocabulary words, even with our youngest and the oldest, with the sixth graders. So all we need you to do right now is take a very good look at all of these children. All of these wonderful students. Notice their shirt sleeves, notice their shoestrings, notice, don't care about their hair. We don't worry about the hair in this game. So don't change anything about your hair on purpose, kids. We don't care about our hair. But look at their earrings, look at their buttons. Take very close observation skills, improving our scientific observation skills. All right, school board members, please close your eyes for about 30 seconds. They are all going to change 3 things about their appearance. Change 3 things, big or small. Give me a thumbs up after you've changed 3 things. Give me a thumbs up after you've changed 3 things so we can let them know that they can look. All right, school board members, open your eyes. You can put your thumbs down now. Now, can you identify some of the changes that they made?
Shoe over here. Tucked in shirt right here. I think you tucked in your shirt too, didn't you? I think you tucked in your shirt.
Wow.
You don't have any hands.
Took your jacket off.
Oh.
Button jacket.
Oh, yeah. You have a pocket out?
Did you tuck in your shirt?
Did you change your watch? Your pocket. You rolled up your sleeve and under your sleeve. And you tucked in your pocket.
If they have noticed all 3 changes, sit down. If they've noticed all 3 changes, sit down.
Did you turn it?
Oh.
No, and I do, when we play this game in class, if it's not wintertime, like, if it's summertime, I do say all your clothes have to stay on your body. We do make that.
Good crowd.
Yeah.
You buttoned your jacket.
Yes.
Okay. You're
Well, I have not guessed
right here.
I was about to guess if you turn the sweater inside out.
Your shoe, is that one? Oh, nice.
That's one.
So what do I?
Do you have your heel out on your shoe?
Oh,
already missed it. With the weight
That one's really good.
You have your sleeve rolled up. Did
Do we need to make you spin?
out of your shoe?
No, if they've gotten all 3, sit down.
Yeah.
You've gotten all 3,
Okay,
sit down.
Okay.
Oh, we're still missing.
Nope, I don't know.
Is yours your sleeve above your watch?
Yep.
Huh?
Is it your pant leg tucked in?
Is it your hood?
Your butt.
They're tricky.
Yeah.
Did you switch your bracelets?
They played this game a couple times.
Nice, yeah. All right.
All right.
Did you switch your watch?
Oh, we still have one more.
All right, Josh.
You might win.
What is it?
It was my
Oh, Nate,
pants.
sorry, Joshua. What was it, Nate?
My pants.
Your pants. Switch something about his pants. All right. Give their school board members a round of applause. So along with, as they're learning to read, the P's, the B's, the D's, the A's, all of our letters are balls and sticks almost. And so they need to be able to see those slight different observational things. All right, stand up. We have one last thing we're going to show, which is a tableau. By the time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Can I
We
get
have- What?
like the thing?
Yes, come here. He's going to be our announcer for this game. So by the time, just go back a little bit. Just a little bit. By the time I spell tableau, you're in a group of 5 people, arms long and on shoulders. Go, T,
3.
A, L.
Oh, we have wait.
Thank you.
A. Tableau. Show me your groups. Hands on shoulders, as close as you can. Fabulous. Okay, you can put your hands down now. All right. You're gonna color, but not red, because we practiced red yesterday. So,
You already have to.
a color.
Just hide behind them.
What's that stuff? Is that the one? Gray, something gray. So what they're going to do is they're going to discuss for just a few seconds things that are gray. They're going to agree on one thing that is gray. They're going to decide who's going to play our part. And when I count backwards from 10, they're going to get into a frozen position. A tableau is a picture with frozen body that shows me. Tableau in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
Ear, Tony, turn back. No.
3, 2, 1,
Ear,
and freeze. Hold it. When I come to this group, tell us what you are. You are a?
Elephant. No, it's straight away.
You are a?
Elephant.
All right, now, let's move over from just general how do we learn how to make a tableau to, let's go to math, give them a shape.
Math? Did he say pie? All we gotta do is you are kidding. What is it? What is
All right.
Make a pyramid.
Yes.
They are just crazy. This is a cone.
Six,
Oh.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and freeze. All together, stay frozen, just move your mouths. All together, a 3D triangle is a
Triangular prism.
It's a word that I was going to use, so fabulous. Now, how does your shape that you made with your bodies show a triangular prism?
We were pointing our arms up, so it's pointy. It's like more a cone, but like, yeah.
And what else?
Just show the wall. But I tried to show walls, and then you guys just kind of.
It should have been wider. It should have been wider. So this tableaus come into, we get to evaluate, we get to revise, we can say how we can make things better. How does yours show this triangular prism?
So Natalie is the middle and the bottom. They are the sides that go like this, and the flat side.
All right. And we can then, a math teacher would then bring in the actual vocabulary words of size, but you can see how they can evaluate what do they know about these shapes. And now, make your 2D counterpart of the triangular prism.
Everyone lay down in the middle.
E.
Everybody lay down in the middle.
Mommy, you're making this really weird.
Everyone's gonna have to go in the middle.
You do have to stand up and make a triangle. That's still 2D.
No, it's not. Lay down.
And the other thing with the
Be in the middle.
9,
Angel, Angel, fill in the middle.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and freeze.
Oh, I guess.
School board members, what do you notice right away between the difference between the 3D triangular prism and the 2D triangle?
They're on the ground.
They're on the ground. It's more flat. So with kindergarten and first grade, we can really see the difference between those. All right, let's move on to literature for our very last. We got just a couple more tableaus. All right, not Peter Pan, because we did Peter Pan yesterday. Pick one of the groups you want to go to. Pick a group, pick a group. Quick. There's only two choices. All right. School board members, we need a volunteer from you. We just need a familiar story, a story that you think all of these children know.
How about The Little Mermaid?
How are we so bad? Be a fish. Maggie, you're gonna be betrayed.
Now raise your arms. Remember, you will need to be able to tell us what's happening in the scene.
No, we should. No, we should do that. We should do that.
Notice all of you talking, all of the. Yeah. And freeze. Hold it still. When I come around, if I tap you, tell us what you are in the freeze. Freeze. Tell us what you are in this scene.
I'm the Triton. I am one of Ariel's like little sisters. My sister too. I'm Ariel. I'm the sister that
You guys
fish.
What are you?
They're finding out where Ariel is.
They're finding out where it is.
Like we're all of the ones are
They're all the
gathered.
sisters.
All
right, now, would you like before or after?
Before.
Before.
Okay,
All right. Something that happened before this scene. Something that happened before. You have like 20 seconds.
They're gathering into their bedroom.
So we usually wait until they're 50.
Who wants to be but who's gonna be founder and who's I think I got that hair. No, I got
Make a phone, everyone. You'll be Ariel.
I'll be Ariel. I'm Ariel. I have red hair. I deserve to be Ariel. I dang it. I get Ariel's face.
Come back on this side. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. I love the faces. And we have different levels. We have low, we have medium, we have high. Where was I? 6, doesn't matter because I'm a teacher. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and freeze. We started over there at the time, so we'll start over here. Tell us what happened before.
We were in the shipwreck when Ariel ran away, I guess.
From the shark.
Yeah.
From the shark. Yes. All right. You may relax. Over there, what happened before?
Thingamabobber place.
Yes.
Oh, the thingamabobber, where there's like wherever they call it, they worship. All right, actors, stand up. Say thank you for your attention. And actually shake hands and then COVID, and so now we just wiggle fingers and everyone. So, thank you for your attention. Any questions for our actors here?
Thank you so much for coming, you guys. This was really great. You did a fantastic job. Is it as fun as it looks?
Yeah.
It looked really fun.
It looked a lot of fun.
All right, well, thank you for your attention.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
All righty. I believe everybody's here, so we'll call the meeting to order. We have a roll call. Starting with you.
Ellis and Neil Malone.
Karen Riley.
Mark Evans.
All right. Adrian McGinnis, sorry. Adrian, sorry. All right. Pledge of allegiance. That way this time? Okay. I'll give you that. It's out there. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. General district updates. So we have a few updates, one of which is we have started our giving tree. And what we've done this year is try to centralize it and try to combine both campuses into one central process. And we put it at the admin office, recognizing that it might be a challenge for some people to get there. So what we're trying to do also is put it out. Dr. Riley made a great suggestion, is put that back out to some of the schools, but we're also going to do just sign up. And with it being at the admin office, we had a little bit of a different traffic, not just only parents. So we're trying any kind of ways to make sure that students that are of the most need receive a nice Christmas.
I also like the opportunity for our families to get down and see the admin building
Yes.
when they normally wouldn't have made the choice to do that.
Yeah, we really hope that they do, because it is a place that they can come if they need resources or if they need any kind of assistance. So Susan has generously brought some of the ornaments here. So if you are interested, you can sign up and select an ornament, or if anyone in the crowd, in the audience would like to select an ornament, we will return them back to the admin office. And if you need us to wrap, we will be happy to do so. You'll just have the sign out sheet right there. The other update is I've included a welcome letter that I'm going to include in our enrollment packet. Okay. So when families enroll at the school, I think it's important that they realize the mission of our school. And this will also be on the website, English and Spanish version. They have a really good idea of what our mission is as an art school, and they kind of understand what our goals as a school are. We have other updates. I believe Erin is going to do a brief update. Are you ready to go, Erin?
If you're ready.
No,
Sure. Oh, here, I'll push this in. Same right. Oh, can you set the clicker? Fancy.
It was working earlier, so
All
put it
right.
right at the computer and it should work.
Hey, Ellen, do we need to unmute or are we good?
But we're unmuted. Okay, we're good.
So real quick, community partnerships, we have a few. I'll start with Crystal Bridges. Crystal Bridges had over 1,000 students all over Northwest Arkansas be a part of the annual Leibovitz at work. That has whittled down to about 300. And I would just like to say we have about 40 from our school participating. So that's over 10%, if my math's right. Did I get that right? I think I did. Yeah. So that's pretty fantastic to be a part of this. So we had a submission, this deadline, and now during the break, if you have the opportunity, go to Crystal Bridges and you'll be able to see the student work and their artist statement on view from the 18th to the 26th. And January 28th, there will be another conclusion to go with the conclusion of Annie Leibovitz. And a book is going to be made with all of the students, and I think that's pretty spectacular. So we had a really, really great turnout. I thought that was beautiful. Our elementary, My School, My Museum, we had our second visit of the year. So we have a pretty much brand new team, except for Deb Benton, who is still there. So this was a really fantastic opportunity. So this was Ms. Suki's turn to kind of incorporate. So we focused all on language arts. Students had a great opportunity to kind of how to read a painting. That's what the museum educators kind of showed them how to use, how to look, and how to find major topics and themes. within a work of art. And we parallel that with some structure and stories and that sort of thing. At the very end, the arts integration component was making a triptych and telling a story. So that turned out pretty wonderful. We look forward to our next one there. And then our night at the museum. If you had a chance to kind of go to that, I just think this has turned out fantastic. And Katie, where's Katie? Katie, thank you so much for the help. So we had a pretty spectacular turnout, kindergarten through 12th grade, great attendance. And I wanted to also shout out to Taylor Lennon, who shot some pretty amazing photographs. So that top row that you're like drawn to are all his. The ones that you see at the bottom are mine. But anyway, it was really, really spectacular. And so we just kind of look forward to the spring where we will have May 5th, I believe is the date. And that is the opportunity for the arts students to, well, all of our students, it's the arts teachers that will be able to kind of have performances inside the galleries and activate the galleries with an arts performance. So those are always fun. Then we had on Halloween Day, Downtown Rogers contacted us to see if we would have anybody that would be available to participate with the Goblin Candy Crawl. If you are familiar with this, a bajillion children downtown with all of the businesses that had opportunities to give them candy in case they didn't want to kind of go out into their neighborhoods. And so it was Mr. Todd Beelan's dance classes put together and choreographed Thriller. It was pretty spectacular. So we're going to get some great footage from that. The Downtown Rogers actually had a drone to also film the entire thing, and they're going to make a video out of it. So once that is complete, we'll share that and it'll be pretty spectacular. And then our El Dia de los Muertos. It was a pretty spectacular event. Again, district-wide, kindergarten through 12th grade, everybody kind of contributed to that. We had 29 different teachers and classes that participated, which I think is one of the largest that we've had district-wide, which was really phenomenal. This was originally a Downtown Rogers collaboration. Unfortunately, through no fault of our own, there were some things that had to be shut down, so it didn't end up being the full community. It was really just Rogers Historical Museum and us. But we were like, hey, we'll still have this, and we did, and it was pretty spectacular. So you can see all the individuals and teachers that participated with that. I would love to shout out to all of them if they are here. Thank you all, and thank you for those individuals that kind of helped with that. And our own Andrea Perez, who did the poster there. And if you didn't see the news, well, thank you, Janet, for all of your help with that. We got a lot of great coverage. Lourdes kind of helped out with that as well. I love how that diamond just takes me out there. Look at that. Done. Culinary, but these are just a little bit of kind of the highlights from it. And we had a wonderful procession all the way down to the ofrenda at the Rogers Historical. And they're interested in our Katrina being a part of their collection for the future. So that's pretty spectacular. And then finally, I'll end on this. If you've been downtown Bentonville, you know this building. It's the Ledger Building. You can ride up it with your bike if you so like. Look at all of those windows. Aren't those amazing? And guess what? We are going to have murals on the base of it, all 48. Wow. So our own Ray Teddington has been asked if they would come up with a mural design. She submitted it. They loved exactly what the students came up with. So look forward to going down there and seeing a beautiful winter scene. Right now they have done a turkey for Thanksgiving and finished that up. And so this could then be something that we will continue. Thank you. Is Carrie here? Oh my gosh. So for setting kind of all that up, we are so grateful for everything that she does. And there's a few other things that are happening at the Ledger. So I thought you'd finish that up.
Okay, excellent. Our students are also participating in the Grinch movie night. Our own Ty Bowles is going to be the Grinch, and we have several students that are going to play the Who. Our culinary department, or Carrie Watson, is selling concessions with the parent organization, and we're putting up artwork and displays there during this movie night. So it's going to be a really great event. Do you know what day the movie night is? Is December 4th. Yes, and those, the students that are participating in the movie night, they're also participating in the Rogers Parade because we're gonna have a float in the parade, which is the Grinch meets the Nutcracker. So we'll have both the dancers for Tea with Claire, our upcoming event, and also the Who's and the Grinch on the float. So it'll be a lot of fun. So this is something that I'm really excited that's coming back, Celebrate the Arts. It is the event that used to fund all of our arts programs at the high school, but we're expanding it through the foundation this year to be a K through 12 event. It's usually an evening for adults, but I met with the foundation today and we're gonna make it more of a family-friendly event on April 20th. The theme is stepping out. So that means that you get to wear your craziest shoes, most eccentric shoes, and that is the theme. And all of the arts are going to be centered around shoe wear and shoe songs and shoe art. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll have student art exhibits and performances, a silent auction, mock cocktails and appetizers, and at the end of the evening, the Rock Hoppers will perform for an hour and you can dance. So it should be a lot of fun. So April 20th, 4 to 9 p.m. So, but you'll get an invitation for sure. And then we have 4 more fundraisers coming up before our next board meeting. We have the cafeteria dinner rolls, which will help with the food for the kids that are having trouble paying for their lunches. We have a skateboard design contest with Ray. This is through the rack. She will have a display here for a week where it will be judged and then it will go to the rack and those boards will be auctioned off. So it's pretty exciting. And then we have our pie fundraiser to help with the Safe Serve exams for the students. And then Tea with Clara, that hasn't happened for a few years, but this is a huge event for the dance program, but also includes the orchestra and the choir and culinary will be here. And it's the main fundraiser that celebrates the dance program. So that's on December 10th at 2 p.m. So I love it because I'm the one that started it. So I think it's a great event. So hopefully you guys will attend this.
All right. Ms. Morgan, do you have anything to represent?
I do. I think I made the delivery, so let me just hand these out to you. I'm not covering all this tonight, but I thought it would be useful for you to have this information in case you get asked questions as board members. I apologize, I'm talking. So first, I just want to give recognition to our student council. I know that in the packet, they included an updates just, and this is going to be a regular protocol for you guys going forward, so you can kind of know what are the events that our student council are engaged in and the success of them. I want to do a shout out to our student council leader. Is she here? Oh.
You want me to talk about it?
No, I'm gonna sum it up for you, but she has pulled off some amazing successful events with a lot of support from her colleagues as well as students. I was able to participate in the fall dance as well as the fall festival, and it had an increase, according to her, of 30% over last year. We had a ton of teachers that came and participated in the event, and all of the fundraising efforts that come out of that will be shared back with those clubs. So big turnout for that day on that Sunday. It was really good. And so we appreciate everything Ms. Pat does to put that together. She has a great following with her students and families. And we had a good turnout with our community. And I'm not going to take very much of your time, but I thought I'd give you this sheet. I don't want us to go and forget about our community partnerships. I think I talked to you about this in my very first board meeting where I presented to you, but I just want to let you know it's ongoing, the support that we're receiving from Sean Griffin from Office Depot. He is Dr. Wasserman's husband, and he has really made a difference for our high school. I want you to know He has donated over $2,000 in credits that we've been able to use to make purchases that didn't cost our district any funds to do so. And we have used those very diligently to make sure that we provide the supplies that our staff needs. He has also come and made donations of material items such as paper, paper towel, office supplies, as well as numerous art supplies that we are able to immediately put in the classrooms for use. So I just wanted to call that out. Report cards did go out. They were mailed to all households on Monday, November 6th. The next thing I wanted to talk about is kind of new, our National Honor Society. We had a little bit of lag getting and identifying a new advisor for this club. And we have identified Ms. Meredith McDowell. She is our college and career counselor, and she is new to our high school this year. She is going to oversee the National Honor Society Club and all the activities for this school year. She's excited to work with students and assist them with postgraduate planning, as well as college and career scholarship applications. So this just falls right into her niche of what she's already doing. So we're really excited about that. Any questions about any of those three? Today, we have a team here with us today and tomorrow. I call it our school support inclusive practices follow-up, but we did a general training and professional development for all the high school staff. Inclusive practices has to do with how well we are providing differentiated learning instructional needs in general ed classrooms for our special populations of students. And so we did a training for all of our staff. This is a challenge throughout our state. It's a national challenge, I'll be honest, and how well that gets implemented in gen ed classrooms to make sure we're meeting the needs of all our students. We have a lot of special needs students and a lot of special populations that we serve in our gen ed classrooms. And so we value making sure that we're getting better at meeting all their needs. So today we have a team here that's Dr. Martha Dotson, who's one of our school support coaches that y'all have approved, as well as Kimberly Park. She's a special ed specialist from APSRC, and they have come on site to actually observe classrooms. We had a team meeting, we got together, they're involving our special ed teachers to know exactly what we're looking for in the classrooms. And they're focusing on science and social studies just to collect data. And then we're having a common PLC tomorrow to go over those strengths and weaknesses and identify some opportunities that we believe will be there for short-term and long-term goals. I won't read all this to you, but if you want to read about our new assessment, ATLAS stands for the Arkansas Teaching and Learning Assessment System. It's brand new for this year. You can read about that and we can follow up as we get more in it, but we are heavily involved in that. We are beginning to administer what they call classroom tools, which are like formative little mini performance measures that allow us to guide instruction in the classroom. One of the cool things on page 2 that I want to talk about is ATLAS actually provides for text-to-speech as a universal accessibility feature for all students in all subjects. The only exception to that is reading. And we are completing the UPAR protocol at the elementary and high school right now to identify any students that would benefit from audio supports in reading. And then if they have a plan to support that, it's the first time ever that I know of in our state that we've been able to provide audio supports on a reading assessment to help make it more equitable for our students that have those needs. Last, advisory redesign. Just kind of wanted to give you a synopsis of that. That's working extremely well. There was a letter, I'm sure you all received a copy of the letter that we sent out on the 24th alerting parents to our redesign. And so it's serving its purpose very well. We have interventions going on in math and ELA, in reading and writing, as well as dyslexia services in that. There is time, if you notice at the bottom of that long paragraph, we are making sure that we still have time to support our scheduled dates for our clubs and organizations to meet as well. It gave us more structure where we needed more structure. I'll just say that. And last, I'm really proud. One of the departments that I heavily am involved in this year is CTE, because that's my background. Our culinary department is knocking it out of the park in what they're doing with a very small population of students as they're growing that program. And so they wanted to let you know that they would love the opportunity to host a holiday meal before our December board meeting for you at 5:30 in the PAC. If that's something that y'all would like to think about, you can let Dr. Roberts know. I think the high school people can attest to you that we've been able to sample some of their work, and it is extremely well presented and prepared. So I think it's an outcome that I'd love to be able to share with our board. Do y'all have any questions?
Sounds good.
I mean, we'll let you feed us anytime.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, who doesn't want to eat? Anybody? We will eat. All right, is that everything under 4? All right, financials. Anybody want to talk about that?
We, I think you guys remember we hired Renee Ferris, who was the financial director from APSRC. And she's doing an amazing job helping us really evaluate all of our expenditures and really present reports that you feel like are most helpful. And we're still working on it, so it's still a work in progress. But our financials are good. One thing that we are in the works of is we're going to eliminate our school credit cards, and we're going to go to P cards, which is a purchasing card. And so we'll take all the credit cards away from all existence at the district, and everyone will have a purchase card that is specifically loaded only to the amount that has been approved for the purchase order. So we will be able to fine tune budget spending, will not have excessive, will not have to track receipts down. Susan's been diligent trying to navigate this, and so we're really excited about that. I don't know if you have any specific questions. The reports that you're seeing are expenditures and check receipts and deposits, and then also our bank reconciliations. So I don't have any major concerns to address. She's also doing a fantastic job trying to streamline it. If you remember from a couple of years ago, our activity accounts were pages and pages long. We had so many. And so we've been trying to really consolidate the activity accounts, and she's working on getting a monthly report out to the activity account holder so they know exactly how much they have in their account, so there's not any confusion about what's still available for them to spend. That's a huge step forward for us, is to be able to prepare staff to know exactly what their activity accounts hold. And it helps guide what their fundraisers look like and what they should kind of envision for that.
I will add that every time I ask her for something, or can I see this in a different way, or could you pull this report, she's always very supportive and helpful and positive and comes back with exactly what I'm asking for. I will say, like Dr. Harper said, we're trying to fine tune reports. So there's some you have to see every month, and just because it's state required. But I think we're really close to having one that's much easier to read and that's much shorter than like the 75 pages, right? It's a much better overview with budget to actuals. So I think the one that's in here is still a little long, but she's really worked hard to like fine tune that. And so we're rolling up like lines, right? So the next one that you will see will be much shorter, but it's the same information. It's just much easier to read. So she's been really good about trying to get us on track with things that are actually useful for us. So do y'all have any questions about the reports?
All right, I didn't see any students for a student council update.
No, we just know.
Okay, do you have anything you want to add to the PDF?
The only thing that we came up against is that our fall coffee house, which is our talent show and would take place this Friday, could not take place this Friday due to lack of audition entries. And then, as you know, the minute we got it like canceled, students were like, but I was going to audition. So long story short, we were able to reschedule it. We're gonna reschedule it for December 20th. So that announcement's going out tomorrow, and we're gonna do our auditions in early December. So hopefully we're gonna have a good fall/winter coffee house.
All right. It's good every year, so I hope so.
I love coffee.
Yeah. All right, item number 7. Do we have comments from the public? I see a note down here that Melody Millick requested.
That's not my name, but
Oh,
Andy.
Mandy, hi. I feel like you should be under comments from the public.
Yeah, I think I should be. My comments were actually just answered by the principal because I was asking if we had a National Honor Society. Because according to the National Honor Society website, we do not have a chapter anymore. It closed at the end of last year and did not get renewed.
Okay.
So my daughter was very concerned because she's like, but I was really looking forward to the stall.
So the answer is yes.
The answer is yes, it is now starting back up, so
All right.
I'll let her know, and I'm done.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you. All right, item number 8, consent agenda. Does anyone have any concerns or questions about last month's meeting? No? All right. Can I get a motion to approve? Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Nope. All right. Number 9, new business.
So I would like to propose to the board the concept of having Arkansas Arts Academy engage in an interview process for the high school. Because what we're finding is that some students have enrolled in Arkansas Arts and they're not necessarily interested in the arts. And that is kind of why we are looking at sort of promoting our mission, but also reassuring and guiding kids. Granted, kids from kindergarten to 8th grade are still this unknown area. And we hope that at some point we're able to guide them and give them some opportunities and direction. But when we have 9th through 12th grades enrolling and they're not interested in the arts, what we're finding is they're either here for the wrong reasons or they have not been successful, but they're not meeting our core arts component. So they're not participating in the arts classes. So they're enrolled in an arts class and there's not a participation level at all. Not even, I'm trying to learn, I'm really interested, but I'm just trying to learn. So with the interview process, it's not to necessarily exclude someone, it's to really reiterate the mission of our school and help them look at the arts pathways that we have and have a conversation about which direction they would like to go. Not that they can't change their mind, but we just feel like at this point, we need additional layer of conversation when we have new high school students come, that they're here for the right reasons and that they want to be guided in the direction that we can offer them.
And they understand what our school offers. I think there's some that don't.
Yeah.
So who would be in charge of the interview?
The administration at the high school and the counselors. I mean, part of that too is having a one-on-one with the kid, even to determine what their schedule is gonna look like. Because the assumptions when a kid doesn't know, if they entering 9th grade or 10th grade, and they don't know what art they're interested in, more than likely that's not the reason that they're here. So we haven't got all the kinks figured out on that. It's not gonna be formal and it's not gonna be a portfolio or an audition, although we would love to get to that point later on so we can scale kids and place them in the right classes. But we feel like right now it's an important time as we begin to sort of rebrand ourselves that we have conversations with students before they're accepted and just kind of knowing their intentions and why they're here, as well as parents.
Is that similar to what other, similar schools like ours do as well? I'm just thinking of some of the other academies in our area, do they kind of do, I think they do something very similar to that as well, right?
We just, myself and a couple staff, we went to the National Art School Network last month and received our award, but we also got the opportunity to network with all the other arts schools in the nation. And it's a lot of conversation right now because as the popularity of school choice begins to arise, we really have to declare and identify and stick with what our mission is. So that's what makes us unique. And I think the kids that are here for the arts will appreciate that sort of due diligence because it does take time away from their instruction when there is someone there that just is not in the right space. So we want to welcome anyone that enjoys the arts and wants to learn. We want to have a conversation knowing that is our school mission.
So through the,
No, go ahead.
through the interview process, if there was a recommendation that maybe this isn't a good fit, what's the next step if the family is still, okay, but I really would like to be here?
As a public school, we don't have a choice.
Yeah, I mean, it's
We're
not
a
that,
lottery.
it's not, I think it's just the documented conversation that this is the art school, these are the pathways. Students need to build a pathway, because we want to get them to that college career ready. We want to guide them to meaningful community service, we want to guide them to internships that are appropriate. And we can't do that if they aren't thriving in a particular pathway.
So I feel like if we're gonna do this, which I support, we probably need to do something in writing for the board to approve. And possibly add it to this, would that be appropriate?
Yeah.
Just that there's an expectation.
Yeah, so
That there's a
yeah.
parent-student meeting.
Right.
When,
Maybe
yes,
a-
perfect.
Yeah, a document that we send out before the
Like as
interview.
part of the enrollment
Yeah.
packet, maybe even, just if you're
Yeah.
applying to be in the
Absolutely.
lottery,
Yeah.
this is one of our expectations, I think would help you all to have something in writing.
So this was
Yeah.
step one, to see if this is something that the board would support, and step two is bring that sort of interview process. And so I'll consult with the administration, really counselors, as they begin to navigate what this looks like. They'll put a proposal together, I'll bring it forward, and then we can look at it together, if that's okay.
But I think it's even a conversation that you can include Lainey in where you say like, as part of the 9th through 12th, this is, we also offer this, and would you be interested in that? And whatever else might be on the list of things, it doesn't have to just be about, are you here for the arts only, but.
Yeah, I totally agree. For example, today I spoke at the Rogers Chamber of Commerce at their luncheon and educated the group on Arkansas arts. But we also talked about just the difference of charter environment. And I think one of the misconceptions is that, that we are tuition based, and we're not. But another misconception is we're all in high competition amongst all the other charters and amongst all the school districts. And granted, we do seek enrollment, but the beauty of school choice is we offer a specialty niche. This is our specialty area. And they were very interested in the fact that they really have this great opportunity to pick the most successful environment for their students. And that's what we want as well. So that's the kind of reason, but we'll bring that forward.
I like the school choice language as well. Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Dr. Robert.
Susan, can we do the teacher?
Oh, gosh. Oh, we
You
forgot to
skipped
put
up
that on the agenda.
Yes, so sorry.
Yes.
Thank you, Susan.
Okay, we're gonna take a brief moment to recognize our teachers of the month. The high school employee of the month. Just a big shock, Erin Jones.
No way. All were killed.
I missed the kilt. Okay. Where do you want us? There you go. Here's mine. Here's your pencils. Okay. All right.
Okay. On three. 1, 2, 3.
All right.
All right. Can I say something about this person?
Oh,
before
yes,
say
you
it?
may.
So she's been nominated every month by our staff, by multiple people. And she was runner-up last month by 1 vote. And this month, she absolutely took it because she is everywhere all the time in our building. She's helping every teacher, whether she's making sure we look beautiful for visits and people coming through in the hallways, or she's teaching in classrooms, she's teaching in kindergarten, she's teaching in 6th grade, she's doing all sorts of things all over to support our teachers. And anyone needs anything and she's there in 5 seconds. Like she is amazing. Y'all have seen her present, she's amazing, but she's amazing every day at our school. And we are so fortunate to have her and we just absolutely love her more than anything. So it's Miss Katie Ballast.
Okay, on three, 1, 2, 3. Got it. All right.
It's the arts team right here.
I would like to point out, it's just coincidental that both of them.
We didn't know.
The arts team is the staff of the month, because just like Miss Katie, which congratulations, and that's awesome, our staff also voted, and Aaron won it from our staff votes, which is awesome that both staffs at both campuses respect and honor what y'all do, so just coincidence, that's awesome, so.
We also need to go into the students of the month, which we forgot here, so.
I don't have to list.
Ellen, can you?
I can get it here. I'll see if I can. Rachel, do you have the?
That says September. That's last month.
Click on that.
Asking me to.
Can you request access to that and I'll just give it to you real quick?
But while that's going, I can pull this. For the high school, so October students of the month, 7th grade, we have Evelyn Randolph. See up here. We have Madison Lusader. For 9th grade, we have Heather Hodge. Andrea Perez for 10th. I was not able to get a picture of this student, but we're still super proud by him. And then for 12th grade, we have Miss Sarah Jane.
Susan, I think that's your document. So I can't give access, but we can read the names and then we'll make sure that you guys have a list.
I'm so excited I get to share them with you today. So for kindergarten, we had Ezra Huff, Finley Marsh, Harrison Doyle, and Allison Swazo. For first grade, it was Hendrix Huff, Penelope Smith, Emma Lee, and Killian Ford. Second grade, Tommy Milligan, Christian Harper, Deacon Brandon, and Warren Hernandez. Third grade was Jennifer Lee, Abigail Oria, Lana de Cruz Stephenson, Matthias Shrestha, Cristobal Sanchez. Cristobal was fourth grade. Fourth grade is Cristobal Olivia Cavaretti, Knox Manning, and Blakely Reynolds. Fifth grade, we have Jaden Dobratz, Michael Pocius, Blaze Acuna, and Alina Brewer. And then sixth grade was Molly Currington, Jonas Wicker, Quinn Welch, and Tommy Schuster. Great job.
All right. Okay, student service guide. I had a chance to read over this. I don't know if everybody else did.
Yes.
I thought it was a pretty good document. Does anybody have any thoughts or concerns or anything to add?
The only thing that I saw that it just would be to break down, it was on page 8 through 10, where it has like, the different samples of the SST interventions. There's like a list of 50 things and it feels a little overwhelming. So I'm wondering if we could kind of break it up a little bit, like in an infographic, or just kind of like group them together, just so that it's a little less overwhelming. I think that was really all. And I was just kind of curious, like, when is this document given?
So the purpose of this document was really mainly to educate our families and really help guide them through the services we offer as a district, but also the processes that are involved in each one. There is the concept of student study team is not new in the field of education, but it's new practice here. And it's really important because that's the first step before a referral for an IEP or a 504. It's generally, for new students, it's this observational piece that's so important. So the referral can come from a teacher or a parent or a caregiver or something that's causing concern. And then the team gets together and begins discussing it. And that's a collaborative effort with the parent. And then from that initial meeting, it goes into what the next steps are. So I think the goal is that we provide this on our website and parents can kind of get a sense of some direction that they can go to. And not every student is going to follow every protocol perfectly. There's always there's always turns and twists along with any individual student's ability or disability, but this is a framework. So some of the examples were put in there were also to give parents some ideas of things to look at home.
Yeah.
And then also maybe some other ways to redirect their own guidance or directions at home. So we can definitely even link out to some of this or something to make it more easier to read and not so, so big. And I did that in some of these areas, but we all got together and really added in the services that we provide. And so we also show that our services don't always include kids with a disability, but also those that have an ability. And those go back and forth as well. So I appreciate you taking the time on it. The district hasn't had anything like this, and I feel like with our population, they need more information.
As a parent, I mean, this would have been life-changing for our family, 10 years ago. So I appreciate the work that you guys have put into this. I think it's very helpful. The not knowing sometimes as a parent is the worst, so.
So do we need to approve the document? Okay. Do you feel like we need to make any, I guess, tweaks before we do that, or should we go ahead?
No? Okay.
All right, can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, great. All right, 9.3, the calendar.
So it's calendar time again. And we're really trying to get it out there.
How many groans do we hear in the room tonight?
A little sooner, because believe it or not, parents are wanting to know, but Ms. Kessler is already looking at booking events into next year. So I promised her I would get this in motion, because we are really booking our spaces incredibly well. So the calendar is very similar. We can do all this. The calendar is very similar to what we had last year, with just a few differences. And I did an informal poll or a formal poll to the staff, and I sent you those results today. So majority of the staff like the two-week sessions. There are a small percentage that were curious of what it would look like if we didn't have it. The concept behind the 2 weeks was here when I got here. And the discussion of having the elimination of a week in fall, I think is a new enough concept that if that's something that we really want to continue, we can continue it on and really look at it. I think the other parts of what makes our intersessions hopefully building upon a more unique is that we offer programming during those intersessions that make us different than everybody else.
That was gonna be my point to all of this, is a lot of parents will say, oh, like, what do I do with my kids for that time? But you're providing solutions to that.
And we now have RUs.
And I was gonna say, RUs will cover those weeks.
And we've had, and I'll be honest, we've had very limited interest in doing something during intercession. Post-COVID, it was hard to get back in, but we've got a lot of new teachers that are really interested in figuring out what this might look like. Our dance teacher used the fall to bring in students for rehearsals. So anyway, that's the major difference. We would have the ability, if we don't have snow days, to get out before Labor Day weekend, like our intention is this year. We'll see what that happens with snow, but.
I would just echo the feedback that I've received from other families, is that the 2 weeks in fall can be hard if you have, parents that need to be in jobs and there's not the same level of camps outside during that time because the public schools don't have it. That's understandable. So I think if we move forward with that, being able to tell parents in August, hey, we have a plan for this intersession if you need something for your kiddo to do, or if your child gets bored at home week 2, or a vacation isn't in your family's ability. I think having something that's age and development appropriate for families is really important.
I totally agree. And I think that's a fair trade-off. If we're gonna have the intercession, we need to make it work. We need to offer something that gives kids additional opportunities. I totally agree.
What is the reason we have like our midweek start date in August and kind of those 2 days it looks like off? There's no.
The feedback on that was teachers kind of liked the idea of having 2 free days before school started.
A whole week.
So
5 days back is really.
So
hard
5
for
days of
kids.
5 days of straight PD for staff. And then they have 2 days just to kind of get situated in. We can always cut 2 days off and have them run right to when the start of school is. That's also a time when we have our Artful Learning. They like to come in for one solid week, and for them to carry over for a weekend is just an additional cost because we have to pay the hotel and we have to pay all that. So that was kind of the mindset, just giving some flexibility.
Sorry, do we have feedback on the Tuesday parent-teacher conferences from the staff? In February and September, kind of.
The date on those was Wednesday is a staff meeting and some families go to church. Thursdays is a staff meeting at the other school. And Fridays, we can move it to Fridays. It doesn't make that big of a difference.
No one will come. I feel like people, we don't have school.
It's hard to get attendance on Fridays and honestly, sometimes Mondays. It's just connected. I don't know, but that is flexible. I mean, if I get overwhelming feedback that they want to have it on Friday. The way we've done it this year is that's a day off of school, which is odd for a kid to be off on a Tuesday. But, I mean, I can easily change that particular component. It was just trying to figure out to get the most attendance of parents participating.
Teachers would prefer a Monday because, it doesn't conflict with staff meetings. You don't need to come. I would be okay with that.
I will ask and I'll get a poll on that. That's easy to fix.
Just conjecture, but do we think that the parents would agree with the breaks similar to the staff percentage wise? Like we don't know, but what do we think? What do we think the general consensus of parents is?
I think, I would speculate. The feedback I've heard from the staff is we need a consistent schedule. We can't keep changing the schedules over and over again. This is what brings some staff, how we recruit teachers is for these breaks and students. It's unusual.
That's what I would say. A long time ago, it was originally like the pool. We have a different schedule than everyone else.
And it was attractive.
Yeah.
And the staff, they were pretty firm. Like I see the results. I just wonder if we're swimming upstream with a lot of the parents, but I don't know.
Everyone likes the spring break.
Yeah.
It's just that
Right.
in the
It's
fall.
just the fall one.
Yeah, and if we need to up our game with programming and care for kids, then we can really think of how to redo that in a way that best supports our families.
If we offer something, I think that makes a lot of sense.
I don't know how easy it would be to poll parents, because I don't know that they would participate. The last few polls that we did, we just didn't get any participation, but, to your point, it was a long time ago that these calendars were set, so we were almost a year-round school, right? So people came for the calendar because they wanted the long breaks, and they liked that the summer care that they were having to pay for was a lot shorter. And that was kind of the pull of the charter school world. Most charter schools now have gone to a traditional school calendar. And so I just wonder what our parents would say. Do they want a more traditional calendar, or do they like that we've always offered a more year-round approach to it?
Are we not state mandated that we can no longer do that?
We have some leeway in the different dates we choose.
There's lots of options.
There's a ton.
Did it get walked back on the
the limitations that were passed in the legislature?
No, we still have the options of, there's 4 options. There's the alternative calendar, which we have, which we count hours, which allows us to get out early and have our breaks. We have the traditional, which is the 190. We have the 4-day. And there's one more. But anyway, those are the options basically. And the year round, that's the 4th one. And so all of those options are an opportunity. I think what makes us unique is we offer these particular breaks.
I like that we're doing it early, right? Because everybody's already asking.
Yeah, the
But I wonder if we don't, and I know we don't have a lot of poll engagement, but I would feel better if we gave them a chance for a voice, because then when it's done, there was a chance for a voice. That's my only thought process, but I also want to support the staff. This is what the staff wants.
It was very clear. I mean,
So it's very clear.
It was very clear.
But I just want to go with the staff. But I felt like if there were a window for the parents to have a voice, even if they didn't take it, I feel like we've done our duty.
I think there's a lot of activity in the different Facebook groups that we don't leverage to get that feedback. I think if we're going to do a poll, if we're going to ask parents for their feedback, I think if somebody, I can't remember who all the moderators are, but if we could get parents in those groups, because they're really active and communicative and they brainstorm together, and I feel like that's a great place to try to find some feedback from that too.
We can definitely poll parents and get some feedback. I think some of the concerns will be, for us to get, currently our teachers work, I believe it's 180 calendar day. And then they are paid on a 190 because we extended the day 30 minutes. And we did that so we would have some flexibility to be able to offer these breaks. So we could easily go the traditional and teachers work 190 and we'd be 30 minutes shorter and we wouldn't have the breaks. And then we would be very much on a schedule similar to probably the big 4.
That kind of runs your daily, like the setup. Just, I'd go back to what Mel was talking about earlier, where they've kind of figured out what they want to do with like this advisory period. It's like, we're going to shorten their days again.
One of the reasons we went to the 30 minutes longer a day, and remember that was a conversation, was we were trying to get in more intervention time in with the grade levels. And we wanted to give them the opportunity. Right now, elementary, their schedules are minute to minute, bell to bell, all day long. And with that time allows them to do some group pulling of students, sharing students, intervention, push in. We've taken out almost all of the pullouts. So all the intervention groups are all pushing into the classroom. So it's giving them time to do that. To reduce this day, we could do that, but we're not going to have the time to do some of the things that we committed to doing and have enough time to evaluate the data. So if we flip that and which we can, that's what the committee wants, we will not be giving ourselves due justice to evaluate if these intervention processes are working.
I'm curious, I think the last time I remember seeing a calendar, it was you could choose this and you could choose this, and maybe that was more around the time change than anything else. But I wonder, is there an opportunity, if the hangup is one full week is challenging for a family, are there ways to spread that week out throughout the calendar for a long weekend, but that doesn't require the alteration of the day in a way that makes all the scheduling work that's been put in so far as the option for parents to consider, rather than we just get rid of 1 week?
Like a Friday, Monday.
Yeah, if we want to offer an alternative.
I mean, we can definitely play around with dates. I will say that it's hard. It's hard having that intercession in October because you're gearing up for all of the things you need to do to pass this, get through first semester. Second semester is the same thing, you're getting ready for all your state testing. And so we can definitely look at putting blocks of time in off in other areas. I mean, that's an option.
And I'm not necessarily advocating for that, but if we want to have an option, I think if we're gonna, our poll should present two realistic things that don't require a big upheaval of all the work that's already been done. So if whatever we feel like that looks like, I want to make sure that it doesn't undo all the hard work.
Yeah, we don't want to give a choice that's like redo everything that you've worked on over the last 5 years.
So let me do this, if it's okay with you guys. Let me give this to the principals. Let them look at two possible options for the intercession or another option for the intercession, and then I'll poll it out to parents. And then we'll come back next month and see and evaluate and then decide then. Does that sound okay?
I mean, I would also, not to throw more on your plate, but I would ask that the staff review. Like if you're gonna give them a different option, because they were very clear
Yeah, they were very clear.
on the option you gave them. So
And I want to
if
feel
we
like,
gave them a different option, would they change their mind? So.
And could we maybe do a push notification for the parents, like we sometimes get?
oh, yes,
Get
that's a good idea,
those?
yes.
Like that might, like,
Please click on.
please
the-
click on this link and vote on this
It's
option.
very important that we
Yes.
hear from you
Okay.
now.
Yes. That way maybe we could get some real data.
Yes.
Okay.
For sure. Do it. Role you have with the
Okay.
school, if you didn't want to do two different documents.
Anybody else have a comment on that? Are we ready to go to discussion of items since publication of the agenda? Do you have anything on that?
No.
No? Okay. All right, I do believe we need to have an executive session.
Yes.
So let's adjourn to the There were no items in executive session that needed to be voted on. So if no one has any last minute, agenda items, we will take a motion for dismissal. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. That was our first
No, we're done getting called on. I mean, technically, you never got called on. No.